Welcome back, guys. Welcome to Cloud DevOps Batch 53. So before I start the session, I would like to give a quick recap on what's being covered in the previous session. Previous session, we got an opportunity to create account on AWS. And once the account is created, we saw the importance and the provenance of Linux. So without Linux, starting the journey on Linux and starting the journey on cloud or DevOps is going to be a tough challenge. So keeping those aspects in mind, so we want to shine on the Linux space. And once you are strong on the Linux space, then we can kickstart the cloud and DevOps journey. Keeping those aspects in mind, yesterday we have created a server on Linux. Also, before creating the servers, what we have seen, okay, what is high availability, and if you want to create a highly available infrastructure, you need to create your infrastructure across different zones in in a specific region. So what is a region, what is an availability zone is something we have discussed yesterday with some use cases that we have discussed. So if you want to create a highly available infrastructure, so as per your business needs, so how many zones the application can tolerate the failure, so with the budgets that you have, you need to design the solution. Okay, that's one thing we have seen, but we haven't applied the application yet, but we have seen the approach, what is high availability zone and availability zone. And availability zone and region is something we have discussed. And then what we did is we saw that in how in AWS cloud, how can you create a server which has operating system installed in less than 1 minute, while in a computer, if you are installing, why it takes 20 to 30 minutes. So we have given a logical reason for that. So the reason is, rather than you creating and installing an operating system on the top of the server, Amazon is supplying you AMI. AMI stands for Amazon Machine Image, where the pre-installed operating systems are already defined and set up on the top of a disk. So when you create a server, the disk is coming and attaching to the underlying server. And that's the reason you are able to spawn up the server in less than 1 minute, and in fact, less than 30 seconds. But sometimes it will take time, okay, because we are using free tier accounts. Whenever you're using the free tier accounts, certain times we get the status as pending state. When something says that the server is in pending state, that means the resources are not yet allocated. So what do you mean by resource? CPU, memory, storage in the computing world are referred as resources. When the resources are not allocated, the status might show as pending, which means you need to wait for some time. Okay, when Amazon is experiencing extensive capacity demands from the paid customers, obviously the free tier customers are given certain limitations. Some of the times you even have to wait for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and 5 minutes. In the previous patch, one of the person reported that he waited for 5 minutes when he was using T2 micro. Okay, and also we have seen what is an instance type. An instance type is nothing but certain CPU and certain memory, certain amount of CPU and certain amount of memory combination, okay, which gives you the better performance. Amazon has clubbed that and has given a name based on the type of workloads, whether you're using compute based workloads which needs more CPU, if you are using memory based workloads which needs higher memory, or if you're using graphic card based workloads, you need to choose certain type of instance. Okay, instance type based on the business needs or your application needs, you will be choosing. So as a part of the free tier, Amazon is going to offer you T2 micro absolutely free. So we have used that, and using that we have created a Linux server. Okay, and also when you create a server, the first thing that you need to do is you need to connect to it and you need to authenticate yourself. That means you need to give your username and password, and one, or you need to go with the keys, SSH keys. Using them, you are going to authenticate and connect. Okay, and Linux is the machine which started with the concept of passwordless authentication. Also, we have seen what is passwordless authentication. So rather than you entering the password, okay, you can generate a key pair. A key pair is nothing but a set of two files, a public key and private key. A private key is something which is sensitive, which is supposed to be kept on the top of your client or your computer or from where you are connecting. And public key is something where you want that to be on the top of your server or any application. In our case, we are using a server. So our public key, something will be on the top of your server. So we have explained this concept with the concept of your lock and key with a general example, just to keep things very easy. Okay. So again, I'm telling private keys are something which are never exposed, should never ever be shared with anyone, knowingly or unknowingly. Even when you're sharing your screens, you should never. Okay, so typically it is a file with 4096 characters, so you should never expose it to anyone. Okay, yesterday we have seen, okay, how to create a key pair and how to connect using the key pair to the Linux server. So today I would like to show it one more time, and once we are done with that, we will discard this process. We'll never use this in the entire training. Instead of that, we use other AMIs which works with a username and password. Okay, yesterday I got a lot of requests to do this one more time, so I would like to do it one more time. Okay, and also putty, git bash, excel, these are the tools, ssh clients, which are supposed to be installed on the top of your machine, windows machine. So then only using the client like your putty, you can connect to the server. Okay, ssh stands for secure shell. Using that protocol, we are going to connect to the Linux server. Okay, so today I would like to create one more server and I would like to show, and that's where I would like to start. Okay, all right, so I'm signing into my server, and trainer.monoverma is my account. Today we'll also speak about billing. That is very important. Let's talk about that. All right. So I would like to go with EC2. EC2 stands for, okay, Elastic Cloud Compute. So before proceeding, if any one of you are having challenges in creating an account, okay, so the clear indication of it is if money is detected in your account, 2 rupees in India or $1 in US, that means Amazon has accepted the payment. You will get that $1 or 2 rupees back, which that is an indication that your account will activate in some time. If your account is not getting activated, or if the payment is not successful because of a number of reasons, prefer using credit card. Okay, if your debit card is giving you trouble, talk to your bank or try to prefer to use credit card. If you use a credit card, you can get your account. Okay, so let me try to start a server. So in the instances, I would like to launch a server. So guys, also one more thing, very, very important thing here, in the top right corner, you have an option called as North Virginia. Okay, so the moment you select which region you want to create, you can, for example, if you would like to create infrastructure in Mumbai, or you would like to create infrastructure in Singapore. So for example, if your business is based out of Singapore and you would like to create the servers in Singapore infrastructure or Singapore region, the only thing is you just need to select it. That's it. The moment you select it, your whatever the infrastructure that you are going to create is going to be created on the top of the Singapore region. So always be diligent on the region which you are using. For example, if you have created a server today in Singapore, and tomorrow's practice if you are doing in North Virginia, and day after tomorrow's practice if you are doing in Mumbai, you won't have clear tracking on your billing. On You don't know whether the servers are running or whether they are shut down. So you will incur unnecessary cost. Always prefer going, or always try to practice only one region. Okay, and I also said among all the regions, North Virginia is a region. It's a very big data center. It's a very big region which has which is been with Amazon, or which is something which is being used by Amazon from 2004 or 6 itself. And whatever the new features that Amazon launches out of the global infrastructure map, let me show you. AWS global infrastructure. So if you go with the AWS global infrastructure, okay, so North Virginia, this is the region which Amazon offers most of the things with a lesser price. Okay, and if Amazon rolls out any feature, North Virginia is the first region which Amazon rolls out new features. And also North Virginia is the only zone and the first zone which has 6 availability zones. Rest of the zones will be 3, 4. Okay, but North Virginia is one of the region with 6 availability zones. You can understand how big and vast it is. Okay, and that's the reason even in our training, I would like to prefer going with North Virginia only, so that I can track the things easily, even if I shut down the server, or if servers are running, or if something is going or not. So for a better understanding, you prefer going with only one region. Even in corporate or when you join any project, you end up going with either 1 or 2 regions only. Okay, but in training, prefer going with only one region, since we are all beginners in AWS. So we'll try to maintain some better billing aspects. So for better maintenance, so try to go with only one region. My suggestion is North Virginia. If I am publishing any images or if I'm sharing anything, I'll share in North Virginia. Okay, so I prefer you guys going with North Virginia, because North Virginia basic billing is very, very less. Okay, so I would like to create one more server. So yesterday I have created a server. I would like to create one more server again. Linux. server, Linux server. This is the server I would like to create. So all I need to do is I need to browse an AMI which has CentOS 7. So let me search in the community AMIs. So guys, here you can see a lot of options, right? AWS Marketplace and AWS Community AMIs. So for example, if a company like IBM wants to publish images, okay, for example, there is a company called as IBM, and IBM wants to publish their own AMIs. They are going to, those images you will be seeing in the marketplace. For example, a person like me who made an AMI, okay, even I can make an AMI, you can make an AMI. Such kind of AMIs will be seen in the community AMIs. Okay, so let's try to create, let's try to search for CentOS 7. Okay, so a lot of options are available. So a lot of options are available. I would like to go with this CentOS 7. Click this. Okay, I have selected the CentOS 7. So you can also see that the machine selected is CentOS, okay, Linux 7. Now I would like to choose T2 micro only, which comes up by default. Now if you want to create a key pair, okay, if you want to create a key pair, you can mention that I would like to create a key pair. I'm assuming that again I'm doing one more time. So B53 is the key pair that I'm key pair. Okay, and I would like to take the ppk format because we want to use putty. So whenever you're using putty, so ppk stands for putty private key file. So since we would like to use putty, so that's the reason I'm selecting putty private key. Okay, in case if you're using a MacBook or Linux machine, try to go with PEM. Anything is fine. Okay, but if you are a Windows guy and if you wish to connect to the Linux machine using putty, prefer going with ppk. Create the server. Anil, yes, CentOS is not, it's like OS, yes. CentOS is Linux. In Linux, there are a lot of flavors which we discussed previously, and each and every flavor is like a brand. Okay, car is an entity, so it is being manufactured by Ferrari, it's been manufactured by Lamborghini, it's been manufactured by Volkswagen. So CentOS is like a brand. So the brand is referred as a flavor or distribution in Linux. Among all, Red Hat and CentOS are top notch, and that's the reason we are using CentOS, Anil. All right. So I would like to create a key pair and the private key is downloaded. Now all I do is I'll do nothing. All I do is I'll say just launch the server. That's it. This is going to launch a server to me. Okay. And once the server is created, click this here. You can see the instance which is being created. And once it is created, it went to the pending state. The reason why it is went to the pending state is because the resources are not yet allocated. Let's wait for that to allocate. Okay, also when you create something in free tier, things will take really time. Okay, so in trainings, you guys should go with free tier. I don't go with free tier because every time when you use free tier, okay, for example in sessions, every time I'm waiting for 1 minute or 1.5 minute, it's going to cost us a lot of time. So you guys can wait. I don't wait because in the interest of your time, I'm ready to pay. I'll go with little higher versions which don't get for free, but I'm ready to take it on. Okay, so it came up very quick, to be honest. And look at the status checks, and the status checks are still pending, and they should come to initializing and active state. Then only you can consider that the server is completely available. And the status, that means running means resources are allocated. And status checks are still initializing. It's a good sign, by the way. So it's initializing. It will take less than 30 seconds of time. For example, if you use some bigger instance, which is not a part of the free tier, so things will be really quick. Status checks still initializing. Let me try to connect. I know it won't, but let's try. Now copy the public IP address of the machine. Now type Windows button, open your putty. Okay, you can also attach putty to your taskbar. Right click. Since we are going to use it multiple times, you can also attach it to your taskbar. Okay, so you can directly click this and just mention the IP address. And in the left pane, you have an option called as SSH. Click the plus icon on the SSH, and then you get an option called as authorize. Okay, now click that authentication and browse the file. Okay, B53 key pair is the key which we have used to create the server. So obviously you need to use the appropriate private key to connect to that. So open that. Now give a try and connect to that. Okay, it says network refused. It's still taking time. still in the initialization. So maybe I would like to create one more server. So with some bigger power, Linux server one, and I would like to go with a little big server just to save time. It's taking time, right? Yeah, please tell
Hello.
me.
Yeah.
Yes, please
Hi,
tell
sir.
me. Hi.
Sir, I cannot see your pointer page. So,
Exactly with me also, sir. I cannot see. Is there a screen lag? I don't know, but your
Okay, all right.
audio is very clear.
Okay,
Yeah, same
so
for me
what you
as
need
well.
to do, okay, so in the middle of the screen, you have an option, okay, you click the drop down menu. The moment you click the drop down, you have a lot of options. Hide everyone. Click the hide everyone. The moment you click the hide everyone, whatever I'm sharing will fit to your screen.
No, 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 that is not a case. We can see a screen, but it isn't lagged somewhere.
Lag is there. Hmm.
Yes,
yes.
lag
I
is there. I
also
can't see.
hide. I also
Okay.
hide the screen, but what is running in the background? What you are doing?
Hmm.
Suppose you
Just a
are
second. Let
changing.
me check my internet speed test.
No, no,
Thank you very
it's
much
not
for being.
internet problem, sir. Actually,
Mhm.
if if you are clicking some button, na, so it is
Uh-huh.
not visible that you are moving from one place
Okay.
to another or
I'll try
this
to go
thing.
a little
Actually,
slow.
yeah, we cannot see your pointer, mouse pointer.
Pointer.
Okay.
Actually, correct,
Uh,
correct, correct.
sure.
So
Try to
please
use a different pointer.
keep the screen smaller from your side. I mean,
Uh-huh.
or from adjust the screen. I'm saying that.
Just the screen. Okay. Let me
We
try
can't
to.
see your window, sir. Actually,
Which window you're talking? I didn't understand that.
the one which you are showing now, or the Google window.
Okay. You're not able
It
to
is.
see that.
We can see only. No, we can see only half.
Half.
Oh,
Okay.
Manu, I'm able to see it. I don't know.
Uh,
Manu, I face the same issue. I have reconnected to the section. Now I can able to
so
see your current screen.
so guys, try to reconnect. Okay, because technically,
Or
uh,
or if someone is taking on the mobile, they should adjust their screen. If they are taking on mobile, this kind of issues are coming. They
and
should try
I
to pull it
request everyone,
properly.
please do not use mobile to connect to these sessions, please. Okay, and these are not designed to work from mobile. Okay, please join from a laptop for a better experience. I request everyone. If you're joining from a mobile
Actually,
phone,
I've connected 2 times, sir. Still, it is showing me the same.
okay, so please join from
Hmm.
laptop, guys. Okay, not from mobile. Please join from laptop.
Hey Manoj,
All right.
Ravi here.
Uh-huh.
A
Yeah,
small
Ravi.
suggestion, if you can
Yeah,
put
please,
up a
please.
yeah, if you put up a pointer in a
Uh-huh.
color format or anything where your pointer moves, the mouse pointer,
Hmm.
we can locate it. So that would be the easiest part, I would say.
Sure. Maybe I'll figure that out. Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Uh,
Thank you.
I'll figure that out. So we need to adjust with the mouse pointer for today because this
Okay.
is the first time that is being raised. So I never been asked to increase the mouse or change
Okay.
the mouse pointer. It's the very first time. So I'll get back to you on this, guys. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So for now, let's try to proceed. Okay. I'll try to go a little slow with respect to my mouse pointer so that we can see it better. So I typed CentOS, go to the community MIs and prefer to go with any of the image of your choice. Okay. You can choose any MI. Okay. For example, I would like to choose this CentOS 7. I selected that. And then once I selected that, I'll go with the T3 micro. It's not free. So I'm going with the T3 dot micro, which is going to give me 2 CPUs and 1 gig of memory. Okay, rather than T3 micro, I'm going with rather than T2 micro, I'm going with the T3 dot micro. And then I would like to say B53 key pair. And then I would like to say launch the instance, which is going to launch the instance. So click that. By this time, the other server would also be up. So let's try to see this. Status checks, still initializing. How about the status of the other server? Status checks, wonderful. Both of them are passed. Now copy the IP address of it. Open your putty. Now mention this. Putty we don't use anymore, okay? It's a very old one, okay? We'll use something else. Browse and browse the P53 key and open it. Okay, now it will ask you accept. Now enter the username as CentOS and hit enter. Now it won't ask you to enter the password. okay, because you have authenticated with key. Okay, so type uptime is one command in Linux. What is uptime? We'll talk about all these Linux command later, but I just want to prove that I connected to the server. Okay, this is how you can create a server using, you can create a server and connect using keys, okay, SSH keys. But I don't want to use keys anymore because keys is not the standard. Okay, keys is not the standard, so I don't want them anymore. So here, all these days, okay, yesterday and today we are seeing the running state and pending state, right? So guys, you just like how you computer, how you manage your computer, like whenever you want you start, whenever you don't want you'll shut down, whenever you feel that you need to restart your computer, whenever it experience performance issues. All these options are available in AWS as well. So whenever you're practicing, create the server. Whenever you're not practicing, either you shut down the server or terminate the server. Okay, terminate is nothing but, okay, terminate is nothing but you're telling to destroy the server. Okay, it is an irreversible action. So terminate is like you're destroying the server. Okay, so the moment I say destroy the server, it is going to really destroy the server. Okay, so the status will go to shutdown and then it will be terminated, and then the status will be in the terminated for some amount of time to indicate that it is deleted in your account, and after that it will be vanished. Okay, so whenever you're done with the practice, ensure you either shut down the server. Okay, there is an option called a stop instance. Stop is nothing but shut down. Either you stop the instance or terminate the instance when you don't need. Okay, in our initial days, okay, we tend to forget to stop the servers. Ensure you delete them or ensure you stop them. Okay, in the initial days, try to terminate them as much as possible so that you will get an opportunity to start the server or create the server more and more. Okay, so I would like to terminate this server as well. In your case, if you don't want the server anymore, you can terminate, or if you want to stop the server and again you want to practice after 2 hours, you can also stop the server. Anything is fine. Okay, so this ensures you consume the free tier limits in a proper way. In a proper way. So that's about how do you start the server and how do you create the server. Mhm. Now, now we are talking about key-based authentication. Okay, so which we are also talking about. This is not a production grade. In majority of the companies, they even started deprecating the key-based. Okay, instead of that, you can also use something called as, okay, AWS don't recommend this approach. AWS always suggest you to go with key-based approach. Okay, so they don't supply you AMIs with works with username and password. So if you want to make, we can make our own AMIs. Okay, so I'll also teach you how to make our own AMIs, customize your own AMIs as per the project demands. So it's not like we can only consume the AMIs that are given by Amazon or third-party providers. You can also consume whatever. You can also make whatever you want. Okay, so this is the last time that we are going to use key-based authentication or passwordless authentication. We prefer going only with username and password based approach. Okay, we don't go with SSH key based approach anymore. Now, hey Manu, if we are not using why it's being covered. Okay, so that in interviews they'll ask you, or if you're using some, if you're working for old companies, so keys is something which is very much important, which should be in the Linux engineers or the Linux users DNA. And that's the reason I started with this. So if you're having challenges, try to work on it or reach me. I can still help you. But this will be the last. We don't use passwordless anymore. Okay, going forward, okay, from starting from today, we are going to use an AMI. Okay, so rather than using the random AMI, so going forward for password based authentication, we are going to use an AMI which works with username and password. And the name of the AMI is, okay, CentOS 7 Linux learning AMI. This is the image that was exclusively made for you guys, which works on username and password. Okay, this is the name of the AMI. This is available only in North Virginia. Okay, if you are spinning your servers in Singapore, this image you cannot see them. Okay, this is available only in North Virginia. The reason why I selected North Virginia is in North Virginia, billing is really less. Okay, all right. Let's try to. Okay, so all right. So and Shekhar, I saw your question. I'll answer it in 15 minutes. Okay, so there is a big answer for that. So I'll try to explain it.
Sir, hello.
Mhm. Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, Padma.
Uh, uh, so my name is Simran, sir. I'm actually unable
Yes.
to see your
Uh-huh.
screen, which you just mentioned about the new tool about the AMI.
Please try to join from laptop.
I'm on the laptop itself, but I don't know why am I.
And
Sir,
me too
actually, it's
also.
same happening with me also, sir. I can see your
We
screen
can,
moving.
I mean, I can only see is the authenticator
Mhm.
in Linux based server and the
Uh-huh.
system like which you have done yesterday's class. Public
Uh-huh.
key and the private key we can see, but the
Okay. Can you
AMI,
try to reconnect once if you don't mind? I'd like to wait.
I did it again. I just left the meeting.
Okay. Definitely issue is from my end. Sorry about this. Internet speed
Even I
test.
did, sir. I did even 3, 4 times,
Just
but
hold
it
on.
is not
Just
working.
hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just hold on.
But for me, I'm able to see everything, Manu. For me, it's so clear.
Yeah, it's others issue. Definitely, it's not a issue from my end. Okay, it's
Yeah, now I
definitely
can see it as well. You have written the N Virginia AMI.
still that
Uh,
is old.
now I
Still that
can
is
see.
your lag. Still that's not the page we are in.
Oh,
Okay, still that's not the
I
page. Can you
don't.
see this?
I can see the
Definitely, I do not have any internet issue, sir. I
22.1%.
don't know if the issue is from my side. I have reloaded many a times, but it's not working. I could not even see when you are loading, when you are creating the VM as well.
Sure,
I
sure,
mean,
sure.
easy.
Let's see that if it troubles. Okay, we'll try to work on that. Okay. For now,
Right now
let's
I
try
can
to
see is
give it a
only
try.
28.5% some internet speed test which you just did.
Yeah, me too seeing same.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm in the
Before you
beginning of
Sure.
started.
internet speed test. I mean
Okay. All
the
right.
Google page.
Just one more minute. Let's try to reconfirm that.
Hey,
Fail
Go ahead.
show
I'm
is.
able
Small
to see
suggestion here.
perfectly. I mean, I don't see any mouse issues or anything from your
Yeah,
end.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Thanks for
Manoj,
the
For me,
small,
confirmation.
it's fine.
yeah,
Yeah,
small
yeah, yeah.
suggestion here. On the right-hand side of your screen, there are three icons for
Mhm.
users, whoever are attending, right? You can just minimize the screen size. If it's 100%, then you can reduce it so that the exact screen what Manoj is trying to teach us, you guys can see it.
Please prefer 50% size,
Yeah,
then there you can see everything.
I'm using
right.
the 50% size only, but still it is
Okay,
doing
so let's
nothing.
try to figure it
Yeah.
out later on that. I am extremely sorry for that, but this is something beyond. Maybe I'll talk to GoToMeeting. I'll try to sort that. Okay, so I'm extremely sorry if it is something happening from my end, but thing is on my control at this point of time because both the checks are showing positive. So one more time, let's try to check that and try to close. Okay,
Okay.
wonderful. That's selling, no issues. Okay, we'll proceed for some time. If still persists, we'll try to figure out something. Okay, or I'll try to get back to you guys with a Zoom link. Okay, so
Okay.
yeah, thank you. Thanks for the heads up.
Thank you.
All right, so let's try to start with wherever we have left. But thanks for the heads up. So guys, going forward, okay, we are not going to use SSH keys or key-based, okay, authentication anymore. Instead of that, we are going to
Sir,
use
there is a
username.
question.
Uh-huh.
Hello.
Yeah, please
There is
tell
a
me.
question. If we can create the instances of server with the help of EC2
Mhm.
instances in Amazon, so why we are creating the username and password? Because username and password also required AMI, and AMIs are provided from AWS.
I'll address that. Allow me 15 minutes. I'll get that addressed. Okay. Once I show you how it's working, you'll understand what I'm talking. Okay. Just allow me a couple of minutes, not 5 minutes. I'll get
Sure,
that
sir. Sure.
answered.
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And so I would like to create a server using the concept of or using username and password. I would like to work on it. Okay, I don't want to use keys anymore. So for that, I have a AMI. Okay, I made an AMI and it is applied to AWS. So that's what I would like to use going forward. And it has a username and password, and the username and password is okay. Username is CentOS, and the password is password 123 capital letter P 123. These are the credentials which is not okay to connect. Okay, these are something which you need to use going forward. Okay, this is the AMI I'm going to use going forward. okay, to learn Linux. So let's try to start a server with that. So launch a server. So both of them are terminated. One is in terminated state, which is nothing but it is destroyed, and this is in the stopped state. Whenever you want to start this server, you have an option for start. Okay, but whenever a server is terminated, if you wish to start, you don't get that option. That is grayed out already. Okay, it will be vanished from your account in some time. This is just like a caution to others that there was a server which was terminated. Okay, just to indicate that. All right, so let's try to create a server. Ensure you are in the North Virginia, and each and every region is associated with a logical name. Okay, like US East 1, US East 2, US West 1, US West 2, likewise, and like forth. And based on the location, okay, each and every region was given with some specific names. Okay, so let's try to use that. Now let's try to create a server with the AMI. This is the lab image that we are going to use to learn Linux. Okay, even in companies they use the same way. The same way we'll try to learn. Okay, Linux learning server. I'm giving to name this Linux learning server. Linux naming server. Linux naming server. So I would like to browse. Okay, ensure you're in the North Virginia region. Okay, try to search. Okay, so the name of the image is CentOS 7 Linux learning AMI. Just search that. Okay, just hit enter, and it is available in the community MIs because this is published by me. That means this image was made by me. Okay, this Amazon machine image is made by me. I request every one of you to use this image only. CentOS 7 Linux Learning AMI. Click that. Click that. And scroll down. Always ensure you use T2 micro, so which gives you free tire. Okay, you also get, so earlier you only get T2 micro, which gives you 1 CPU and 1 gig of memory. Now recently they also started giving T1 micro, which gives you 1 CPU and half gig of memory. Okay, you can also create a server with half CPU and 1 CPU and half gig of memory as well. It is also a part of the free tier, but I would like to go with a T2 micro, which gives me 1 CPU and 1 gig of memory. Okay, so I go with the default. And here, this is the option I was referring. Earlier, we are selecting key pair, right? Now, if you are using the AMI that I have mentioned, you can proceed without key pair. I'm repeating again. If you are using the AMI, okay, so CentOS 7 Linux Learning AMI. This is the AMI published by me, which is designed for you guys to learn Linux, okay, which works on username and password. Okay, I'm repeating again. CentOS 7 Linux Learning AMI is the image which is designed by us to ensure it works on username and password, which gives you some better comfort. Okay, so this AMI works on username and password, and the credentials of it are CentOS and password 123 are the credentials, while P is in caps. All right, let's try to launch the server, and I have selected that. Now here you need to select proceed without key pair. Okay, because I would like to work with username and password. That's it. You don't have to do anything. All you need to do is launch the instance. But if you want a disk with a 10 GB or 20 GB, you're free to select. Okay, you're free to select, but I'm choosing 10 GB. That's more than enough for me. I will say launch instance. Now it's going to launch the instance. It's going to launch the instance. Okay, so the resources are not at allocated. Pending statement, resources are not at allocated. Let's wait for it. Going forward in the training, as I said, I would like to use T3 micro or some bigger instances, which is going to give me some more power, like more CPUs and more gigs of memory. And once you are consuming something which is not a part of the free tier, Amazon will give you first preference to you because you are ready to pay. And the status came to running state, and status checks are showing as pending, so they need to come to initializing on the start, then only it will work. Let's wait for it to come. So the status check shows initializing, which is nothing but set and stage. Also, if the issue persists, okay, which I never encountered with GoToMeeting, I'll try to get a Zoom for you guys, okay? So internet is really good. So it's in the running state. Now copy this. Okay, now copy this. Now open your putty. Now you can type the IP address and just type open. You don't have to supply the keys now. Why you don't have to supply the keys? Because we are not using key based. Instead, we are using username and password. Click this. And whenever you are connecting to any of the Linux server for the very first time, it will ask you like this. Hey, you're trying to connect to the server for the very first time. Do you want to register your entry in my server? You need to say, yes, I would like to accept. Okay, this is just a security. And it asks you, what is the username? You just type CentOS and enter the password, PASSWORD 123, where P as in capital letter. Okay, so there is a caution which you can see here, and this is a lab machine which is created for learning Linux. All right, and if you need any help with Linux, please reach me. So that's a caution message that I have given. How to give all these things we'll learn in the upcoming sessions. But if you feel that putty is very small, you're not comfortable with putty, okay, so there are also other alternatives which are extensively used even in office corporate. So let me show you what are all the other tools that are available apart from putty. Okay, so here are top three. Here are top three SSH clients. Okay, so one is for, for Windows. If you are a Windows guy, so if you are a Mac guy, what are the options that also I'll tell. If you are Mac or Linux. Okay, so top three SSH clients. One is Putty, which is very old, by the way, very old. You don't get much of the features. And second option is Git Bash, and third option is Excel. Okay, so all these three you can use any of them, any of it, any category of your choice or anything of your choice, but all of them does the same job. This is a little modern, modern tool. Excel is a modern tool. Okay, now here are top SSH clients in Mac or Linux. If you're a Mac, if you're a Linux user, okay, so the default terminal itself is a very good terminal. Or if you're a Mac user, you can use something called as iTerm. Okay, if you're a Mac user, iTerm. Okay, version 2 is the latest. Okay, when I took a poll in this batch, we have very less. We don't have Mac users, so assuming that you are Windows user, I'm telling. But if you are having a Linux machine, just right click. You have a terminal. The moment the terminal gets opened, this is how it looks like. Okay, and if you're a Windows 11 user, if you right click your mouse, you have an option called as terminal. Okay, now we have seen putty, right? Now I would like to install another tool like Excel. Excel is a very famous tool, so let me try to use that. Okay, so type Excel. I have already installed it on my computer. I'll show you how fancy it looks like, and then I'll show you how to install that. So let me copy that. Let me copy the IP address of it. Okay, let me copy the IP address of it. So you need to type Excel. Excel. Okay, this is how it looks like. And how do you connect to this? SSH. Okay, you're SSHing to the server. Okay, SSH. You need to mention username, CentOS. Okay, which is nothing but the username at the rate IP address. At the rate IP address. So the moment you enter it, it will ask you, hey, you're trying to connect to the server for the first time from this. You would like to accept, and so yes, I would like to connect. And it asks you for the password. You need to type the password, and the password is P capital letter PASSWORD 123. Password 123. Now you're connected. Okay, now you're connected. And if you want to zoom, okay, or if you want to reduce the letters, all these things can be done well on Excel. Okay, now if I'm using this, you won't feel any issue with the pointer or anything because it moves with green. Okay, so let me try to use this. Excel is not a free. Okay, this tool name is Excel, is not free for corporates. Okay, but if you are a home or individual user, You'll get it for free. Okay, let me try to show you how to install this Excel. So for that, you would need a Gmail address which is not used. Okay, for this already, I have created an account to demonstrate. So I have an account with the name as batch53. Okay, all you need to do is just type Excel on your internet browser. Okay, Excel is a product from NetSarang. So just click the, as I said, it's the industry's leading and most powerful SSH client. Just click that. Just click that. It's a very nice tool, guys. Very sweet, very user friendly. So unlike Putty, it's not like a very old thing and all. It's very nice. Okay, it's very nice. Now I would like to download this. Just click that download button. Okay, the moment you click it will ask you, are you an existing user? Or if you are a corporate user, you will get it for 30 days evaluation. If you say that I'm a home or licensing user, you just say, okay, home or licensing. So you would get it for free. All you need to do is enter your email address and name. So Manoj Verma, and it is cloud devops.b53 at the rate gmail.com. This is my email address. Just say Excel only. Okay, I want Excel. Click this. Now you get an email. Okay, thank you for downloading this. You will get an email to download the software. In case if you didn't get it, so please check your spam folder is what it is telling. Open your Gmail. I'm to get this. So why I didn't get it? Maybe I entered a wrong one. So what is the name of mine? DevOps with AWS. Maybe I entered something wrong. So let me try to use it. DevOps with AWS.b53. Excel only. Wonderful. Now, yes, now you get it. Previously, I have given some wrong email address. So click this. Now, thank you for showing your interest with Excel. Please click the below link to download your software. Okay. Now click this. You get it for free only if you mention it as, okay, if you are a home or school user. Please do not use this. For example, if you are using a corporate laptop or your office laptop, don't try to download telling that you're a home user. That will trouble your company. Okay, please don't tell that you're a home user when you're using on personal computers. In your previous batch, someone is using corporate laptop and they downloaded this. That troubles you in future, not immediately. Okay, but in corporate they have to pay license. Okay, if you're or if okay, so just prefer that. Just a suggestion or just a heads up. Okay, the software is 45 MB software which is downloading. Okay, I already installed it. Okay, all you need to do is just click that. It is going to tell you next, next, next. Okay, so yes, I'm not going to install it because it's already there. Okay, I'll just cancel it. And once you install it, okay, the type Windows button, type Excel, you'll get a prompt like this, okay, where you can connect using this. All right. Now, whenever you want to connect to any Linux based machine, this is the syntax you follow. IP address. This is the thing even which you will use for your Gmail address. If I ask you what is your Gmail address, what you will tell? How do you connect? So whenever you want to connect, usually you use SSH username, which is nothing but CentOS at the rate IP address. SSH IP address. Right? So this is how you connect. For example, if my Gmail address, what is my Gmail address? The cloud carriers at the rate gmail.com. Even these are Linux machines only. Here gmail.com is the server name. Okay, gmail.com is the server address and the cloud carriers is the username. Right? Even Gmail, Outlook, everything is using the same Linux format only. Okay, that's how you authenticate. So since you are SSHing to it, you need to mention SSH, which user account you want to connect, which is nothing but your username at the rate followed by the IP address. Okay, that's how you connect to a Linux based server. All right, guys, you need to hit a command and then you can use it. So here, let me try to open that again, close it, open Excel, type Excel, open this. Okay, now you need to say, I would like to connect. So SSH CentOS at the rate, and you need to mention the IP address of it. Now go to the IP address of it, copy this, and that's it. Now you're connected. Now it is asking you to enter the password. What is the password of it? PASSWORD123. So on this server, we are going to learn all the Linux based things. Any questions on this, anyone?
No, sir.
Okay, wonderful. So Tyagi, Shekhar, if you don't have your personal computer, that's absolutely fine. You can use either Git Bash or you can also use Putty. Both of them are allowed softwares only. Okay, so you can also use Putty. Both of them does the same job. All right.
Thanks, Manoj.
Uh,
Yeah, all right.
Manoj, I have one question here.
Uh-huh.
Actually,
Uh-huh.
in corporate offices, we
Uh-huh.
usually use cloud formation templates to create the EC2 instances, right? Um,
Okay, let's talk about the cloud formation Terraform later. So we have that in the curriculum, but those are automation. Automation will come into picture only if you know manual things. So we are starting with manual things, and then
but
we'll head.
usually, they will not encourage us to do, right?
What they don't encourage you to do.
For EC2 instances, creating EC2 instances
Uh-huh.
using manual method.
hmm
It's a time taking process, right?
You're 100% right. What do you mean by automation? Automation is nothing but whatever you're doing manually, making it in a approach which can be system driven, which your system can drive it, right? If
Yes.
if you want to create scripts which you want to automate, first you should know the manual process, right? Agree?
Okay. Yes, yes.
So yeah, that's what we are doing. So definitely, if you want, whatever you said is 100% right. I don't deny that. But whatever you're setting is step 4. So we are in step 1. Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
automation. If you know, see, if I ask you to write a program which takes two numbers and gives you the result 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. First you should know what is an addition and how to add the numbers, how calculation works. Then only you can automate that, right? Agree or not?
Yeah, 100%.
That's what we are trying to start with. Okay.
Okay.
So the line of approach that we have taken, we are sticking to that. We are not changing the line of approach.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So if you take the line of approach and the day one itself, we have said, right? So this is the line of approach which we have taken. First, we'll take, we'll try to learn Linux, and then we'll implement the project. And once the project is implemented, then we are trying to take the problems with the approach that we are taking, and then we are going to automate whatever you have mentioned. That's the line of approach, right?
Sure, Manoj. Yeah.
That's the line I would like to take. All right. Wonderful. So now you guys understood why we are using CentOS at the rate. Okay, this one, which means CentOS is the username at the rate, the IP address or the server name, which means you're telling I would like to SSH to you using my username CentOS and I would like to connect to this server. You're telling that. That's how you can create servers. Okay, so we also talk about the second way of connecting to the servers, which is nothing but okay, which is nothing but works on username and password. Okay, that should be good. But what's next? So how about billing? So Manu, we are using, how about billing? We are consuming it, right? Someone has to charge me. Someone has to charge me, right? How Amazon is going to charge?
There you go.
Okay, so that's it's a very important thing. And when you're working on something, you will get a requirement like we would like to deploy this solution or we would like to create the infrastructure. And you cannot say directly go ahead and say create the infrastructure and give it. No, you need to calculate the billing. You need to ask them. If someone comes to you and asks you, hey, I'm the developer, I would like to deploy the application on the servers so that my business can run. You cannot say that, okay, I'll go ahead and create. No, the very first thing is what you need to ask is what kind of application are you using? Okay, when someone asks you to deploy something, when someone approach you to create infra, here should be your questions. Okay, here should be your questions. And the questions are, what type of workloads are you expecting? Is your application expecting? This is something your developer has to give you. Okay, first important. This is the first question you should ask. And the second question, okay, and the second question is, okay, how many servers you want? How many servers you want? Okay, which type of servers you want? Which OS you are expecting? Okay, and is this okay? And the next thing is you need to ask is, okay, your job is, what is your job? Your task is to analyze this and then make a budget and then calculate the billing that costs your project, and then it has to be approved. Then you need to create. Okay, if someone comes and asks you create the server, no, you are not going to do that. Okay, the very first question is, what type of workload, okay, what type of application you want me to deploy? Okay, what type of workload is your application expecting, and how many servers you want me to create? What type of operating system you want? Okay, and once that is done, now you need to analyze this. Okay, and how much it's going to cost you, and how many weeks. Okay, and you need also need to how long you are planning to run. You need these servers. Based on this, you need to understand the requirement, and then you need to calculate the bill that is going to cost your company, and then you need to check whether it is approved or not. If it is approved, you need to get a written email. Then you need to create the infrastructure. Now, how do I come to know how much is going to cost me? Okay, so that's where billing is something which comes up into picture. So in EC2, there are three varieties of instances with respect to billing. Okay, so in interview, this is how you need to answer. If someone approaches you to create a server, so how do you talk? Okay, these are the line of approaches that you need to take and tell. Okay, it's not like okay, I'll directly go ahead to EC2, I'll select T3 micro, I'll create. No, that should not be answer. This will be the problem statement. Okay, this is the first answer. If there is a first question, okay, which defines whether you really worked or not. Okay, so that's what an experienced engineer and a regular engineer differentiation you can observe. Okay, okay, this is one of the most common question in majority of the interviews they'll ask. Okay, since you are a cloud and DevOps guy, if someone approaches you to create this server, how do you do that? You cannot say that I'll go to EC2, I'll select launch server, I'll select T3 micro, I'll launch the server, I'll give you the IP address. No, the moment you say that, they'll understand this guy learned somewhere and coming back. Okay, you should say this. I'll ask the requester what type of workload or how is your application expecting, and how many servers you want me to deploy, and what operating system you want me to deploy or you want to create with respect to server, and how long you're expecting these servers to run. Based on that, you need to create the billing, and once the billing is calculated, I'll talk to the project manager or the requester whether it is approved or not. Once it is approved, then only I'll work on it. Okay, that's how you need to do. So with respect to billing, there are three varieties of instances. Okay, it's very important. With respect to billing, there are three types of instances. Okay, so one of it is, okay, on-demand instances. This is common across all the three clouds, only the names will change. Okay, whatever I'm telling is common across all the three clouds, only the names will change. One is on-demand instance, and another is reserved instance, reserver, reserved instance, and third one is spot instance. So what is on demand, what is reserved, and what is spot instance? Let's try to talk on the same example which you have discussed. Okay, so the origin of cloud is, okay, we have given an example, right? If you get a job in Bangalore, you go to so you got a job in Bangalore and you want to work there for 1 or 2 years. There are two options. If your father is rich, you can ask him to buy a flat in a reputed apartment by paying 70-80 lakhs, and you can get the apartment flat, and in that flat you can stay. So that's it, game over. Right? For example, it's going to cost you a lot, right? That is like owning a data center. For example, you can also do You can stay in an OYO or a hotel telling that I would like to stay here for 5 days or 10 days or 20 days. Or whenever your office calls you to go to office meetings, they might call you whenever they want. So whenever you're going to somewhere, you're checking in a hotel, right? For example, if you're in a hotel for 3 days, typically in Bangalore, it costs you 1500 rupees minimum, right? Or for example, if you're staying in a hotel for 10 days, 10 into any leased hotel with good privileges, you'll get it for 2000. It's going to be 20,000, right? Same 20,000, you get a flat for 1 month, okay, including maintenance. Okay, that means here if you give commitment to someone, okay, if you give a commitment to someone that I'm going to stay here for a longer time, obviously you get more discount. That's the category of reserved instance. Okay, let me open the calculator and show you. Okay, so when you give Amazon commitment of 1 or 3 years, you'll get more discount. You'll get more discount.
Sir,
And on demand is
sir,
like uh,
yes,
on
yes,
demand is like
yes.
1 minute. 1 minute. On demand is like creating the servers on demand on ad hoc basis. So whenever you want, you'll create. Whenever you destroy, you'll destroy it. Okay. So since you're not giving commitment and since this is not a planned workload, Amazon is going to charge you more. How do I come to know how much Amazon is going to charge me? And how much I'll come to know if I give a commitment to Amazon that I'm going to use this for 1 year or 3 years. Okay, there is a billing calculator offered in Amazon. Let me open that. AWS billing calculator. Just type that. Okay, this is an official calculator from Amazon. So this is there for every cloud provider. Cloud calculator, where is that? AWS pricing calculator. Yeah, this is the one, not billing pricing. Okay, now you can give an estimate. Okay, create this. Now, for example, someone came to you and asked you, I need a server for 3 months. How do you do that? Let's see that. The billing varies from region to region. I'm repeating again. The billing varies from region to region. For example, I would like to choose North Virginia, and inside the North Virginia, I would like to create the server, assuming, and what type of services you want to do billing for. Okay, what is the calculation you would like to, you came here to do? I would like to do it here at EC2, EC2, click on configure. Okay, now it is asking you how many servers you want. Let's see that. For example, okay, for estimation for B53, estimation for B53, estimation for B53. And what type of instances that you want? It's a Linux based operating system or a Windows based operating system or whichever the operating system. And the billing varies on uh, flavor to flavor. If you take Linux, it comes with open source one, okay, where you don't have to pay. For example, I'm considering Linux. And how many servers you want? For example, I would need 5 servers. Okay, and what type of servers you want? You also need to tell. I would like to go with T series. For example, T3 dot something. So go with something like T3 dot. Okay, so T3 dot something like that. Search instance type T T T T. Okay, T3, and how many CPUs you want. So that also you need to mention. And here, the moment you select the T3, you got a lot of options. Among all, I would like to go with T3.2x large, which is going to give me 8 CPUs and 32 gigs of memory. Okay, so I would like to, okay, I would like to see and what they are telling. Okay, so what they are telling. So for example, which category you want. Okay, so I would like to go with on demand, and it's also asking you how much percentage in a month you are going to use. Okay, so in a month, how many hours, or how many hours per week, or how many hours per day you're going to use, or how much you are going to utilize per month. You can also tell 80% in a month I would like to use, or 100% I would like to use. You can tell that. Okay, so for example, I would like to see the summary. What it is telling, it's costing me $242 per month. How much it's costing? $242 per month. So let me take a calculation. Let me put it on the summary. So it's going to cost me, okay, on demand is costing me, okay, $242 per month. Okay, $242 per month. So into 12. So how much? Calculator. So 243, 242 into 12. How much in a year it's costing me? It's costing me 2,904 is equal to 2904. Costing me 2904. So for example, if you're not sure whether you're going to use it or not, okay, but if you use that for without giving a commitment, if you use it for 12 months, okay, so Amazon is going to charge you, okay, 2,904 dollars. Okay, it's not INR, it's a dollar. For example, if you give a commitment to Amazon that you are going to use it for 1 year, so what it is going to do? So instead of on demand, if you give a commitment to Amazon that I would like to use it for, okay, a number of years. Okay, so here when you say a number, you can only say either 1 or 3. There is no mid level. Okay, 2 years or 5 years. No, only 1 year or 3 year. So if you say 1 year, I would like to use. See how much it's costing you. If you just pay 1,705 rupees, you get this much discount. Okay, so if you are ready to pay whatever you have committed in upfront itself, okay, you are going to get a lot of discount. So for example, if you say I'm not going to pay you anything, but I would like to pay you monthly billing, if you click this, it's going to cost you $152. So for example, if you are ready to pay everything upfront, it's going to cost you $1,705. So if you give a commitment of 1 year, it's going to give you $1,705. So almost you got 40% discount you got. Okay, guys, can you see this? You almost got 40% discount. You almost got 40% discount. But here is the catch. Here is the catch. If you give commitment, for example, okay, if you give a commitment and on XYZ server for 1 year, if you give an XYZ commitment for 1 year, whether you use it or not, or whether you terminate it, terminate is nothing but destroy it, still need to pay. Okay, it's just like staying in a Oyo. For example, whenever you want to stay in a hotel or whenever you're traveling, you know you are going to a different place, so you're gonna pay rent and you're gonna be there for 2 days or 3 days, right? So whenever you're staying, you'll pay. Whenever you don't stay, you don't pay, right, in hotel. But in a reserved instance, for instance, in a rented apartment, in a flat, when you are staying in a rented flat in an apartment, you're gonna tell to the owner, hey, I'm going to stay here, so how much you want me to pay? So you can tell them that, hey, I'm going to stay here. I'm planning to stay here for long term, like 3 years or 5 years. Even my kid school is near. If you give him a commitment that you're going to stay here for a more time, what he'll do? He'll give you some discount and telling that you pay 15,000 per month or 20,000 per month. So it doesn't matter whether you stay in the home or you go on a vacation, irrespective of that, you still need to pay the same concept. Okay, when you give a commitment, you need to pay. Okay, whether you use it or not. Okay, but the more commitment you give, the more discounts you'll get. So for example, here you have given a commitment of 1 year, right? If you give a commitment of 3 years, see how much you're getting: $3,287. Okay, 3287 divided by 3. How much it's costing? 1,095. Okay, if you give a 3 year commitment, 1,095. Okay, if you commit 3 years, you'll get 1,090, which means you're getting you're almost getting, okay, you're almost getting 66% discount, which is really huge. Okay, but when the workloads are not predictable, okay, that means whenever you cannot anticipate that you are going to use these servers for this much amount of time, typically you go with on demand category. Whenever you have a plan that you are going to use these many servers for this much amount of time, then when you commit, okay, you'll get 60 to 70% of discount. There is also another category of server which is called a spot server. This is the one of the most important category which I would like to spend at least 1 hour on this. So if you use this, you will get 95 to a spot server. Spot category gives you 95 to 90 to 95% discount. So, hey Manu, if they are giving you 90 to 95% of discount, then why not everyone is using only the spot instances? Okay, that's something we would like to talk more tomorrow. So these are the three type of instances. Whenever you're using spot instance, you will get 90 to 95% of discount upfront. But there are a lot of conditions, clauses, a lot of things are there in and around of spot instances, which I would almost need 30 to 45 minutes of time to discuss. Okay, and spot is the business right now. Okay, so even in interview, so we are going to do certain things, okay, in the lab. So you can even tell in your interview that you have done this in your project, which is going to create a very nice vibe on your profile. All right, and that's for today, guys. Any questions, anyone? Also, once you are done with the practice, guys, I always recommend you to guys to shut down the instance. So either you shut down the instance or terminate the instance. The moment you shut down the instance, I'm telling again, okay, so how billing works in Amazon. You created a server. This is also one point I would like to talk. You created a server, okay, and the server has one CPU and 2 gig of RAM, and it also has 100 GB disk attached. Okay? So the moment you start the server, okay, moment you start the server, okay, billing starts, okay, billing starts, okay. The moment you stop down server, you will be charged only for underlying disk. This is very important, okay. So whenever you start the server, okay, whenever you start the server, the billing starts, okay, billing starts, the actual billing starts. But hey Manu, when I shut down the server, will I still get be charged? Yes, you will be charged only for the disk. Only for the disk, because when you're starting the server, Amazon is giving you CPU and RAM, right? The moment you shut down the server, Amazon is taking that back and utilizing somewhere else, and they're still making money out of it. But whatever the data that you stored on the disk, or whatever the Amazon committed disk, is still lying with you only. Amazon is not doing business with the disk to someone else. So that's the reason when you start the server, okay, you will start billing for all the three. The moment you shut down the server or stop the server, you will be only be charged for the underlying disk. Okay, so as a part of the free tier, okay, as a part of the free tier, as a part of the free tier, you'll only get 30 GB disk. And storage service, there is a name for the storage service, and that's called as EBS. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Okay, and that's for today, guys. Okay, once you're done with the practice, ensure you shut down the server or either you terminate the server. And yeah, that's for today. And one more thing, repeating one more time, ensure you're in the North Virginia. And going forward, please practice with, okay, image Linux CentOS 7, okay, CentOS 7 lab image AMI, CentOS 7 Linux Learning AMI. It's a name. Okay,
This
this is the
AMI
name
is
of,
created by yourself.
yes, I made that. Okay, so how to make that and all, we'll see this, but for now let's consume it. Okay, and the username and password is CentOS.
Sir, can you just give brief about EMI again? Just
AMI
in one
stands for
minute.
Amazon Machine Image. Okay, Let's try to
Yes,
take up
yes.
questions. So we are good with today's session, guys. Okay, I'll take up the question. 1 minute. So questions. What is an AMI? AMI stands for Amazon Machine Image. So it is just like a disk with installed operating system on it. An operating system is already installed on it. So for example, if you want to create Windows, you just need to say, I want Windows AMI. So Amazon is going to give you an AMI with Windows operating system installed on it. So you can directly attach it to the server. Okay. Abhinav, answers your question?
Yes, yes. It is directly attached with the server.
Right. The created server.
Sir, can you just draw a little like
This is a
sorry.
server that you're creating by telling whatever the infrastructure that you want. Okay.
Yes.
The server. You have created the server. You mentioned the option as T3 micro. Okay. Now, while creating the server, you are also mentioning the AMI to use is okay. AMI. Okay. Disk that you use is okay. CentOS 7. So that AMI. Okay. With that particular operating system or a disk. Okay. AMI is nothing but a disk with a pre-installed operating system that is going to be attached to it. That's it. Okay.
Okay, okay. It
AMI
is
stands for
virtually
Amazon
attached.
Machine.
That's why it was known as
Yes.
image.
Yes. Moreover, it's not our business. How Amazon in the back end is creating and attaching is not our business at all because we are paying for all this. Okay. Amazon is doing the magic behind all these things. Okay.
Just a little bit understanding. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah. Yeah. But you're clear, right? Whatever I said.
Yes, yes, yes.
Wonderful. That's
Thank
enough.
you, sir.
Hope it's clear
Thank you.
now. No confusion, right?
No, no. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Wonderful. Any questions, anyone? So, guys, meeting link remains the same. So tomorrow session start the same time. Okay. Tomorrow session start the same time. Same time. Okay.
Okay.
7:30 a.m. ST or 9:00 p.m. EST,
Sir,
and
shall we
meeting link
leave?
remains the same.
I have to go to office.
Yeah, yeah, please go ahead.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, sir.
Meeting link remains same. All right. So that's for today. If you have any questions, the floor is yours. You can ask. Okay. So yeah, that's for today,
Uh,
guys. hmm
yes, sir. Can you share
Hey
your
Manoj.
video today? We have lagged.
hmm Is it Abhinav? I
No, no,
think
no.
you are receiving everyday videos, right?
Okay. Yeah, today only I joined the session.
Oh, what's your name?
Dinesh.
Uh, okay. I don't have your contact, so either you reach out to your coordinator or message me your number so that I can circulate you all these
Hey
things.
Manoj.
Hi.
Yeah, I joined in today's session only.
Uh-huh.
I have a doubt. I mean, after this training, after 3 months of training, what kind
Uh-huh.
of jobs can I apply?
You can apply for cloud jobs or cloud DevOps jobs or site reliability engineering jobs. Any three. But
Cloud
pretty much
engineer or cloud DevOps engineer, correct?
But pretty much, if you attend my demo, I addressed that. So
Okay.
separately, just cloud, the number of roles are very less because
Okay.
everything the DevOps engineer is automating, and DevOps engineer is also participating in site reliability engineering. So you can apply for
Okay.
cloud engineering jobs or DevOps jobs or site reliability engineer jobs. Any of these you can apply.
Okay. Okay.
So Kiran, if you did you receive the demo, Kiran?
No, this is my first class.
Okay. Yeah. So who shared the meeting link with you?
I have joined in a WhatsApp group.
Okay, get it. Just
Yeah,
reach
from
out to
there.
the appropriate person. Okay, they will share you the recording. All right.
Okay.
So, any questions, anyone?
Manoj?
Uh-huh.
Sir, I'm
Manoj,
concerned
just
about the
just
screen lag, sir.
yeah.
Sure, we'll address that, Simran.
One of the thing is that if when you have the user will have a lower internet, it
Uh-huh.
gets stuck. So I think
Mhm.
GoToMeeting is consuming too much
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
data
GoToMeeting is
for.
yeah, yeah, sure. GoToMeeting is a premium software which gives you one of the best performance, but it expects you at least 10 MB of memory, 10 MB of speed. So maybe if this issue persists, and this is the first time I'm experiencing that, people telling, okay, but if this persists, I'm going to change this to Zoom or something, okay. But allow me just a day. If this issue persists, we'll try to resolve it with say alternative called Zoom, okay.
Yep.
Zoom also gives you
My
better
question,
performance.
right?
Uh-huh.
My question
But
is that
Manoj,
will it be
Uh-huh.
this issue is not with everyone. Only few student having this issue.
That's because of the internet
For me, it
stability
was
issue.
fine throughout the session. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. See, I'm in US, so the network speed that I have is almost 100 and 300. So even in India, I was using Airtel X Fiber, and I've faced this. But maybe if we'll look into it, maybe I'll check with the GoToMeeting to identify whether it is a real issue from my end or the user end. I have taken the
So
names, so
there is
maybe
no
I'll
lag in
raise a
voice.
ticket.
There is
Yeah,
no
yeah,
lag in voice. Your voice is clear, crisp and clear.
yeah,
Only the sharing. The,
yeah, yeah. We'll see
Sir,
that. We'll try
sir,
to
I
ba
resolve.
ba
have,
ba ba so basically
sir, I
it's
have,
a user's end data. User end data is less. If its speed is less, you will experience a
Yeah,
lag in the screen.
right.
So Manoj, my question is that will it be
Uh-huh.
will the pace of the session will be a same remain same or will be get
Uh-huh.
increased?
Step by step will increase. Okay. As I said, initially we both need to establish the bandwidth. The frequency has to be adjusted, and once it is increased, we'll try to increase 20-30% speed. Okay. So once you guys are adjusted, okay, try to increase a little, but you don't feel that we are increasing it. Okay.
Manoj, I have a question. Can you hear
But
me?
whatever, just a second, but whatever it may be, we'll start everything with absolute basic and we'll try to increment the topics that we are going to cover. Okay, we'll start with a zero and we'll try to go a very advanced approach. Okay, as I said, we'll try to.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Are we going to going to deep dive in each every topic, or might be we are just
Yes,
going for touch base or intermediate level?
everything we are going to cover deep dive. Okay, so
Okay.
whatever the aspects that are needed, those aspects are everything going to be covered in depth. For example, if you take Terraform is one of the biggest topic in our curriculum. Almost 25 hours we'll spend because Terraform is the most happening thing, right? So like that, when the tools comes up, we'll spend more deep dive on that. Okay, and that's the reason the course duration is 120 hours.
So
So you're going to
Manoj,
cover the modular based deployment and the resource
Yes,
based deployment and
yes,
loops and
everything,
everything.
everything,
Okay.
everything. So Terraform modules, the most happening thing. So that also I'm going to cover
And the loops and the for each everything,
everything,
right?
everything,
Okay.
everything. That's very basic, by the way, loops and all. That's where we need to start.
Yeah.
After this training session, I can apply for the jobs in USA as well, correct?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Anywhere you can apply. So now market is global market, right? You can apply
Okay.
anywhere. That's not an issue. And the course is also designed keeping the global market in mind. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah. Any questions?
so
Manoj,
where you will be
can you hear
sharing
me?
this
Manoj?
video?
Yeah, yeah, please. Yeah, yeah. Please tell me.
Yeah.
So I have a question like, uh,
Please tell me.
so yeah, no, for the spot instance, for
Uh-huh.
example, we committed for a year and we are
Not
not
spot,
paying anything.
reserved.
No, no. For example, I'm saying like,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, sorry, reserved. Yeah, for
Right.
in the reserved instance,
Mm-hmm.
if you are committing for 1 year and you are
Mm-hmm.
not paying anything upfront, okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So they charge by a month, right?
Right. Right.
So after 2 months or 3 months, uh, if they terminate the server,
Uh-huh.
they're still gonna charge from their card for
Charge
the
you.
next 9 months.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You still need to pay monthly billing. You see, it's
Okay,
just
what
like
are
buying a phone in AMI and losing the phone. You still
uh,
need to pay.
all right? Because you said like if they are not if they are if you're not using CPU and uh, RAM,
Mhm.
they are not going to charge only
That's
on the
that's in the on-demand category.
on demand thing. Okay.
Yeah, but in reserved, it's not like that. You use it or not, you're gonna charge.
Okay,
Okay,
zero refund.
right.
Okay. All
But the
right.
disk is something a different story. Okay,
Okay. All right.
but disk, whether you use it or not, you still need to pay in any of the category. All
Okay.
right. Hope it's clear.
Thanks.
And logically, it's right, right? So they're giving you, you're shutting down. Amazon is taking the CPU and giving it to someone, but they're not taking your disk and giving it to someone, right? Because you store your data.
Yeah.
Logically, that's the reason.
All right. Thanks.
Hello.
Yes, please tell me.
Manoj, where you'll be sharing the video?
Uh, just message my number, or from whoever has shared the contact, just try to reach them,
Okay.
or you can also see my number.
Okay.
Okay, so you can directly reach out to the person who has shared you. Okay,
Yeah.
he'll have
Okay.
the details. He'll be sharing you. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
all right. All right. So Shekhar, if you don't have your personal laptop, I think I already answered that. Try to use Git Bash. Okay, that also does the same job. Or try to use Putty. That also does the same job. Okay, Putty technically you're not
Yeah,
even
right.
installing it. It's just like a plug and play device. So no one
Yeah,
cares.
that
And
I
it's
know. I used to work on Putty. That's not a problem.
then you're well aware of it.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Manoj.
Yeah. Also, when you're
Okay. See
practicing,
you
try to
tomorrow.
not to be on VPN.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That I make sure.
Perfect, guys. And that's for today. So we'll meet tomorrow in the session. Okay. And that's for today, guys. Okay. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow in the
All right.
session, same time. And meeting link remains the same. Thank you very much. Appreciate everyone's time. Thank you. Have a great evening and great start of the day. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Manoj.